Coming up, Flagstaff City Council discusses a new economic development strategy. Plus, Christmas comes early in Williams. Come with us for a trip on the Polar Express. The news starts now.
You're watching NAZ Today, Northern Arizona's local news.
Good evening and welcome to NAZ Today. I'm Liam Combs.
And I'm Ashley Hayden. Thanks for tuning in. The Flagstaff City Council got its first look at a proposed economic development plan for the city.
The 5-year plan was drafted by an organization called ACONA, the Economic Collaborative of Northern Arizona. NAZ Today's Matt Kienitz joins us now with more.
Now, this plan is not just for Flagstaff, but for Northern Arizona as a whole. The plan is a strategy to grow the economy, and it is up to the city to implement the policy to follow the growth that the plan suggests could be coming. Problem is, the plan says growth will only be possible with enough affordable housing. The strategic plan contains a lot of data on the future state of both Flagstaff and Northern Arizona. Daniel Court, a principal senior economist at Elliott Pollock & Company, says population is expected to plateau, especially in comparison to similar towns that are also home to universities.
Not much growth expected, just very, very modest growth in the next 2 decades compared to these other regions that have pretty healthy growth prospects. But Fort Collins was already a more populous region, and they're continuing to grow. They're going to reach nearly 500,000 residents by 2050. Interestingly, St. George had a similar population to Coconino County as of 2010, but has outpaced this region by quite a bit.
Court says they selected 5 areas that could grow our economy.
Manufacturing, which includes advanced manufacturing, transportation, distribution and logistics, professional, scientific and business services, the biomedical and healthcare industry, and arts, entertainment, and hospitality, which is tourism.
In their analysis, some of the strengths of Northern Arizona include the diversity of the area, Northern Arizona University, nature, and a highly educated workforce. The plan also goes over various weaknesses that Northern Arizona will face during this plan, including housing, local opposition to growth, and an insufficient workforce.
A big source of heartburn is the inability to retain and recruit staff for existing employers because of the scarcity of housing.
Affordable housing is one of the biggest issues facing Northern Arizona. Housing costs have drastically increased since 2013, making houses unattainable for most families.
I saw a substantial increase in prices since 2018, an 80% increase in the average single-family home price. Now, as of 2022, just under $800,000, and then you add in a 7.25% mortgage interest rate. You're looking at needing a household income of over $200,000 to afford. Not very many salaries offered at that level.
Rent has also increased by over $500 since 2018, and the income requirement needed to live comfortably while renting is nearly $74,000. City Council member Deborah Harris says change is coming to Flagstaff, whether residents like it or not.
People are really, they're digging their heels in because they want this to look like it looked when they got here. And so my comment to people, and I'm gonna be bold and say this, is that if you weren't born and raised here, then maybe you need to go back where you came from if you don't want anyone else here. So that's kind of a mean thing to say, but that's how I feel about it.
Matt Kienitz, NAZ Today.
The Arizona Department of Health Services has announced a voluntary recall of a variety of marijuana. Nirvana Center strain Grim Reefer is being recalled due to a possible contamination of the fungus Aspergillus. This fungus can cause allergic reactions and even infection. Those who may be in possession of this strain are encouraged to dispose of the product. No illnesses have been reported as a result of the potential contamination. Construction of the highly anticipated In-N-Out Burger on Milton Road is moving along. This week, both signs showing the company's logo have gone up, and excavators are beginning the process on the drive-thru. The news of the iconic food chain coming to Flagstaff was announced last year. However, an announcement of the official opening day has not yet been made public.
NAU began stocking women's restrooms with menstrual products since last year. However, when the Period Club president graduated, some students were concerned that this service would not continue. NAU Student Government, ASNAU, says they've got you covered. In a statement by Student Body President Maria Matchler, she says, "Facility services are beginning to stock and manage the upkeep of the menstrual dispensaries on campus. Our role consists of maintaining the partnership with AntFlow, the company that provides menstrual products, and the university." The City of Flagstaff will be hosting a meeting discussing the results of a recent water study on December 7th. This meeting will present details on the rates residents pay for reclaimed water, drinking water, and wastewater. The meeting is virtually accessible and will be from 5:30 to 7 p.m. To attend, you can register on the city's website.
Out in Window Rock, Navajo Nation President Boo Nygren renewed an agreement with U of A that provides scholarships, internships, and mentor programs to aspiring Navajo students pursuing careers in law. Under the Navajo Law Fellowship Program, the U of A Law School and Office of Navajo Nation Scholarship and Financial Assistance will match financial awards for these students. This comes in part of the president's commitment to advancing educational opportunities for Navajo students. The Coconino National Forest is starting 2 prescribed burns today, pile burns rather. The Horse Park burn will clear 1,200 acres of debris north of Munns Park, and the Willard Springs burn will be 4 acres near the I-17 exit for Willard Springs. Our friends at CAF Radio report smoke could potentially impact Mountain Air, Kachina Village, and the I-17. Each burn will last until Friday.
6 local teachers will receive $2,500 grants to buy teaching materials and for enhancing their classrooms. The money is from the Palo Verde Fiesta Bowl Charities Wishes for Teachers program, where educators are able to apply and are chosen at random to be a recipient of a grant. Sandra Avila, an organizer of the charity, says this program is integral in supporting local educators.
So we've been to different towns. We've been to northern Arizona, to southern Arizona, to Yuma, and the corners of the state. We want to make sure that people know about the program and know that they have these resources to get supported. And the only thing they need to do is apply.
500 teachers across the state received grants this year, totaling about $1.5 million. All advertising has been banned at the Flagstaff Pulliam Airport after the threat of a lawsuit by a single customer. The threat came from Timberline Firearms. The gun range says their advertisement is being censored by the airport. The ad shows people with weapons and reads, "Let's go shooting in Flagstaff." The ad has run at the airport since 2019, but was pulled after Flagstaff city government was given control of the advertising.
The 10th annual Toys for Tats drive is this weekend. All you have to do is bring an unopened toy worth at least $10 to Woody's Old School Tattoo Shop for your chance to receive a 2x2 color tattoo or standard body piercings for $30, which is half their shop minimum. This event is open to walk-ins only and is first come, first serve. It will be held on December 2nd and 3rd from noon to 8 p.m. The town of Williams starts the Christmas season early with the Polar Express.
It's an annual tradition that delights young children from around the world. NAZ Today's Faith Rodriguez has more.
Thanks, Ashley. In Williams, the Grand Canyon Railway and Hotel has been bringing the story of the Polar Express to life since 2001.
The Polar Express is a decades-long tradition that brings families together.
The Polar Express is about family, it's about fun and having a wonderful time. And it's a generational experience. Folks that have ridden on this train ride now have brought their kids on board. Seeing families get to share this experience with their kids and so on is a fantastic thing to watch.
For the Polar Express to run, it takes a village.
A lot of teamwork and efforts from every member of our crew, from the hotel to the gift shop to our maintenance team. And then, of course, everybody on the train and in the car yard. It takes a lot of work all around.
Pages from the iconic story come to life through performances by the conductors.
Come on, I got a schedule to keep and I've never been late. All right, are there any boys and girls out there who would like a ride to the North Pole? I'm sorry, I must have some reindeer fluff in my ears. I thought I asked, are there any boys and girls out there who would like a ride to the North Pole?
Faith Rodriguez, NAZ Today.
Coming up, Hamas releases a second group of hostages in the ongoing ceasefire in Gaza. Also, back here at home, Southwest pilots prepare to strike ahead of the holidays. Stay with us.
Now we have a high chance of snowfall in the next few days, and with that, a winter weather advisory. Stay tuned for more.
Your son wants to get a cat, but you're allergic. Do you A, prepare yourself, B, make the best of it,
C squared equals 25. Good job!
or C, find a loophole? When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers, but that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Fast-paced family life in need of a slowdown?
Hello, I'm Dr. Spruce. Did you know all those green shapes on maps are parks and forests? It's true. Visit discovertheforest.org and plan to visit a park or forest near you, instead of just wondering what it would have been like.
While the word forest might make you think of distant lands from far, far away, please note parks and forests are closer than you think, which means things like beautiful scenery, fresh air, and family time are also closer than you think.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? But now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
It's day 6 of the truce in the war between Israel and Hamas, and a critical deadline is at hand.
U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken is headed to Israel as much of the world waits to see if there will be an end to the temporary truce, one that allowed daily exchanges of Israeli hostages and Palestinian prisoners. CNN's Laura Aguri has more as the families of those still in captivity wait to see if their loved ones will come home or renewed military strikes will begin in the hours ahead.
Tears, hugs, and smiles from family and friends for the dozens of hostages released by Hamas over the past few days. That includes 9-year-old Emily Hand, who was held captive for 7 weeks.
It was beautiful, just like I imagined it, running together. I probably squeezed too hard.
During the halt in military action between Israel and Hamas, some much-needed supplies are being brought into Gaza.
Additional flights are expected in the coming days, and this aid is in addition to the more than 500,000 pounds of food assistance delivered by the United States last week.
But this relative calm in the Gaza region may not last much longer.
We are committed to completing our missions, freeing all of the hostages, eliminating this terrorist organization above and below ground, and of course, to ensure that Gaza not return to being what it was.
Democratic Senator Peter Welch of Vermont says the ceasefire expiring would be a, quote, grave mistake. But few of his colleagues from either party agree.
Israel's going to follow the rules of war, the law of war. We need to stand solidly behind them, and the administration needs to keep putting their foot on the accelerator and getting the American hostages and all the hostages that remain out.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Israel says some 159 hostages currently remain in Gaza, according to an Israeli military estimate. Southwest Airlines pilots in Maryland are preparing for a possible strike. The Southwest Airlines Pilots Association set up a strike center in the Baltimore area on Tuesday, an unprecedented step as union members seek better pay, benefits, and working conditions. CNN's Kate Amara reports.
Tuesday's launch of the Baltimore Regional Strike Center is an unprecedented step for the Southwest Airlines Pilots Association. Union officials say pilots have been in contract talks with the airline for more than 3 years now. They want better pay, benefits, and working conditions.
So everyone that's here is a pilot. The ones in the white shirts you see behind me are here volunteering on a day off.
because they're serious about getting this contract done.
Negotiations continue this week, and the union says if nothing comes of it, the pilots are prepared to walk out and be on the picket line by December 30th.
If we were to go out on strike, no pilot would fly a Southwest airline aircraft, and that would stop all service to the company.
It's a holiday labor action that would cripple the airline and that could result in a repeat of the 2022 Southwest travel meltdown.
Got here at 6:30 this morning and sat there till 11 o'clock before they canceled it.
Some union leaders say without additional IT upgrades, manpower, and equipment, the airline could get back here all on its own.
So some of the things that our negotiating team is working towards would help make the operation more efficient and more recoverable from some of the issues we saw last year.
We reached out to Southwest, and the airline sent a statement in response, which reads in part, "Our negotiations continue this week and we'll keep working to reach an agreement that rewards our pilots and places them competitively in the industry." The statement goes on to detail numerous operational changes and upgrades the company has made in the last year.
Hey, can you chop the pineapple?
Chop the pineapple.
Nope, I'm high. How about I wash off the grapes?
Yes.
Okay.
You're already making good decisions when you're high.
I want tacos. Will you drive? I'm a little toasty.
Nope, I'm high. Let's order in.
Don't make an exception when it comes to driving. If you feel different, you drive different.
Marie, you have prediabetes.
Prediabetes? I don't have time to eat right or exercise. I'm a busy mom.
Oh, you're a busy mom.
Yeah.
This is great news. Busy moms never get prediabetes.
Wait, what?
Let me just... Yeah, this is all the people at risk for prediabetes, and way over here, busy moms. No?
Welcome back to NAZ Today. My name is Michaela Richardson, and I will be your student forecaster on this Wednesday evening. Now, taking a look at our Flagstaff currently, we do have that outside temperature of 39 degrees with partially cloudy skies, that barometer reading at about 29.93 inches, relative humidity of 49%, and that southwest wind at about 8 miles per hour. Now, taking a look at our Flagstaff satellite and current satellite of Arizona, you can see that there is a ton of cloud coverage in the northern Arizona region as well as the entire state, and this is definitely a precursor to the precipitation we'll be seeing later in the week. Looking at our daily almanac, we had that high of 49 degrees today with a low of 28, pretty on par with our averages of 47 and 19 respectively. Our record high was set in 1949 with our high of 68, and our record low of -8 degrees was set in 1905. Looking at the precipitation, we didn't have any yesterday, but I think that amount since January 1st of 23.83 is going to be changing soon with that precipitation we'll be seeing tonight. And our average of precipitation usually is about 18.51 inches. Our sunrise today was at 7:15 and our sunset tonight was at 5:15 p.m. Looking at our high temperatures for today across the northern Arizona region, we had a high of 50 in the Grand Canyon, a high of 58 in Sedona, a high of 59 in Kingman. Phoenix, you saw a high of 70, and Page, you saw a high of 45 degrees. Bringing you back to Flagstaff, we do have that forecast low tonight of 28 degrees. And as you can see, we do have a chance of rain and snow showers tonight. Now, rain will be occurring in the first couple hours, but once we hit that freezing point of 32 degrees tonight, that rain will turn into snow, and just make sure you are safe tonight. Bring a jacket, bundle up, and drive safe. Tomorrow, that snow isn't going away with our forecast high of 41 degrees and a 50% chance of snow showers tomorrow as well. Our sunrise tomorrow will be at 7:16 a.m. and our sunset at the exact same time as tonight at 5:15 p.m. Bringing it back to our forecast temperatures for tomorrow, you see that high of 52 and a low of 38 in Sedona, a high of 57 and a low of 34 in Kingman. Winslow, you see that high of 52 and a low of 33. Show Low, a high of 42 and a low of 30. And Payson, a high of 50 and a low of 30 degrees. Bringing it back to Flagstaff one more time, you can see that we have a chance of snow showers on Thursday, like I mentioned, and Friday as well. But we do have a winter weather advisory going from Thursday into Saturday night at about 5 p.m. Now, Thursday, we do have that high of 41 degrees with the low of 26, like I mentioned earlier. Friday, you will see our highest chance of showers or snow showers at 70% with a high of 36 and a low of 17. So most of the day you're going to be seeing us below that freezing temperature, so you will be seeing a lot more snow than rain. Saturday until 5 p.m. we will have that weather winter advisory and with a high of 40 degrees and a low of 17. Sunday, sunny skies with a high of 46 and a low of 21, and Monday a high of 50 degrees with a low of 22. That's all I have for weather right now. Stay tuned after the break with sports with Tyler Murphy.
How prepared is your family if a wildfire shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or an earthquake? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
Let's go.
you'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Make a plan today.
Me and my boy Matt had it good. He had catnip that was off the hook. But one day, he brings a girl home, and she's allergic to cats. Every sneeze was a nail in my coffin. Now I'm in a shelter. It's decent, but they don't even have Wi-Fi.
Hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
How are we doing tonight? Welcome back to NAZ Today. My name is Tyler Murphy, and I'll be your sports reporter for tonight. Let's get to it. Over the weekend, NAU's women's basketball competed in the Las Vegas Holiday Classic. They finished 2-0 after beating Portland 66-65 and Youngstown State 74-70. Down by as many as 15 points against Portland, the Lumberjacks worked from behind. With 1 second left in regulation, junior Olivia Moran took it into her own hands to lay the ball up to give the Jacks the lead and the win, 66-65. In opposition, the Lumberjacks led in the Youngstown State game by 19 points. Sophomore Sophie Glancy scored a high of 26 points, and she added 7 rebounds. On the high school side, after losing to one of the toughest opponents in the 4A division in their home opener, the Coconino Panthers faced the Greenway Demons from Phoenix at home on Monday. The Panthers won 59-28 in a dominating matchup. The win balanced out the record at 1-1. I traveled to the Panthers' crosstown rivals last night to catch the Eagles girls basketball team play Saguaro. It was an exciting fourth quarter comeback. Check it out. In a highly contested game where every shot mattered, the defending state champions think that they have more of a target on their back than they did last year.
I think so. I think teams are going to come out. I think teams are going to prepare for us. They're going to be ready. They're not going to take us for granted. And so we have to understand, though, we're not last year's team. So we got to figure out our own identity. We got to play to our own standard. And if we'll do that, we can continue to have success. But because of last year, people are going to be gunning for us for sure.
Against the Saguaro SaberCats, Coach Tyrone Johnson liked how his team responded to the consistent adversity of the game.
Well, I think in this game, the thing that I like the most is that we didn't quit. We were down. We could have folded, but we kept chipping away. And then once we got the lead, we were able to maintain it and then just finish the game. Because, you know, you can get the lead, go up, be all excited, and lose it there at the end. But we were able to complete the task and finish the game.
Even though Coach Johnson liked how his team finished and played throughout the game, he did have some homework they needed to work on as they won 57-55.
We need to work on execution. We need to work on communication. We need to work on our stamina. You know, the last 2 games we've had at home, it seemed like the other team is from 7,000 feet, and we're coming up from the valley because we're a sucking wind, we're tired.
For the future of the season, Coach Johnson doesn't have any games circled on his calendar. Instead, he has all of them.
The next game is the biggest game, and we want to make sure we come out and we perform to our best of our ability and that we continue to improve throughout the season. And so for us, it's just, next game.
Tyler Murphy, NAZ Today. The Eagles will travel to Phoenix on Friday to take on Mesquite at 7 p.m. Lastly, the NAU men's basketball team took a trip to Hawaii last week, losing 70-61. Junior Trent McLaughlin added 14 points, and junior Jaden Jackson followed closely behind with 13. Later tonight, they continued their road trip at UC Santa Barbara. You can watch the 2-4 Lumberjacks take on the Gauchos at 8 p.m. on ESPN+. That's all I have for tonight. Stay tuned after the break for your weather recap with Michaela Richardson.
I'm Rudy Tempesta. I'm 92 years old. I fought in World War II. Then I came home, worked for the post office for 70 years. I've been getting Meals on Wheels, and I enjoy it. The most important thing about Meals on Wheels is you meet the people, which to me is fantastic. You need people to keep your brain moving. That's what life is about. It's love and having a conversation with people.
When I first saw a turtle, my heart was full. Now I'm anything but lonely.
We have this deep connection, this heart connection.
He just wants to be close to you and part of your life.
Every day with Turtle is a perfect day.
When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer.
I think everything he does shows how much he loves us.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a little bit of a lot of things.
But they're all pure love.
Taking one last look at that Flagstaff extended chances of snow showers Thursday and Friday, with warmer temperatures going from Saturday to Monday.
Looks like that's all we have here from the folks here at NAZ Today. Good night, Flagstaff, and we'll see you next week.